Advising week at Housatonic is a kind of exciting time. It's a time in many of our classes where we step back from the immediate coursework that we're doing to think about school, where we are in school, and how we're doing here. And so I want to give you guys an opportunity this week to get advised virtually from none other than me. And advising at Housatonic means a bunch of different things. There's an A level of advising, which is the most immediate and most local. The A issues are what courses should I take next semester? It's an issue of course selection. And one of my jobs as an advisor is to assist you choosing next semester's courses. And I do that by saying, go to DegreeWorks and look where you are. Most of you know DegreeWorks is a wonderful computer program. It's accessed easily from the Housatonic website. You log into Banner, you can log into DegreeWorks. And what you'll see is your name and a whole big list of the courses that you've taken, of your GPA, of what major you have registered for, and you can click on any of the, if you haven't been there, please go, explore it, click around, get familiar with the tool, and you can just see what you need to fulfill the program that you're currently in, and you click and it'll show you a list of the courses that you need. So the first step is sort of to go and see where you are. Have you taken 3 courses? Have you taken 23 courses? And what you need depending upon how long you've been here. DegreeWorks will tell you what you need to finish. So part of course selection is like, what do I need for my particular program? But another question of course selection is, at Housatonic or in Connecticut next semester, which courses should I take? And it's a challenge. Everything's online again in the spring, which many of us think is kind of a bummer. So that may have some effect upon what you select for next semester. It's been wonderful for some of us. We've been able to use the online tools to be really successful. Others of us cannot wait to get back into the classroom. I am in the latter of that case. But nevertheless, if you're going to stay in school, what courses should you take next semester? Where are you being successful with this online environment? So that's a question. Will you take a 4 load? Will you take a 5 load? Will you cut back and just take 1 or 2 courses, keeping yourself focused in school, but really saving up your time for when we get back on campus next summer or next fall? These are questions that you get to make for yourself. If once you've decided how many classes you think you can manage, the next question is, which is the best section to take? And I really think in terms of course selection, talking to others, asking people for who's a really good anatomy and physiology teacher. Hey, I need psych. Who should I take in psychology? How do I get through my English classes? Is Captain Kirk a useful name to know and to share? So there's conversation among students. There's also ratemyprofessor.com. If you haven't gone, I think it can be a useful tool. You get a sense of how hard the class is. You get some student input about particular professors, and it's not completely dependable, but it does give you a sense. If a professor is strong, you will do better in the class. So part of the challenge in college is realizing that you have choice of sections and professors, and you have the responsibility to do the research to find good professors. I don't care what the class is. If the professor's into it, it's going to be a better learning experience for you. So take the time to ask around, check Rate My Professor. There's a lot of sections of these early courses. Try to find professors that have good track records for you. So those are kind of really basic What course should I take? A-level advising questions. Check out DegreeWorks, check out Rate My Professor, and ask your colleagues about who to take. Strong professors make a huge difference. Another set of B level, this is sort of a bigger level, is some of us are still kind of confused about our major. What major should I do? What am I doing at school? And major issues are bigger, more consequential, a larger frame. How do you choose a major? Many students come in and they just sign up for general studies because they just want to build up some coursework. But how do you make the decision about where you go? And it's a bigger issue. I can say a couple things. It's one of the purposes of college, especially community college. Your first 2 years of college is sort of using your coursework to test out where you fit. What professors are you drawn to and their fields? What kinds of conversations interest you more? Every time you take a class, it's an opportunity for you to sort of test out a field. Do you hate this, or does this bring up issues, conversations? Where is your tribe? Who are the students that interest you more? Does that happen in the technical digital communication class? Does it happen in English class? Does it happen in the psych classes? But courses are a testing ground for ideas, for conversations, for disciplines, for places that you might get a sense of, wow, I like this. This is good. And sometimes classes are really challenging. And sometimes really challenging classes are like, this is not for me. I was convinced as an undergraduate that everybody should have economics, and my mother's, you got to learn how to do money. So I took economics 8 semesters. I was a literature major, but I still took economics. 8 semesters of economics because I really believed, we need to know about money and how money works. And so every single semester of my undergraduate career, I had an economics class. And finally, second semester senior year, I passed the course, which is to say, I registered and started taking economics 8 times, and I would drop out of the class every single semester. I wouldn't make it through midterm. I hated it. I hated the thinking. I hated the conversation. I hated the numbers. I still don't understand supply and demand graphs. I hated econ, and I only got through it senior year because I had to have that distribution requirement, and I took a credit fail so I could pass. But just because something's hard doesn't mean it's good. If you're finding classes that you think you're supposed to take really, really, really difficult, it's a sign to you that maybe that's not a discipline for you. Maybe that's not the coursework for you. Maybe you fit someplace else. And you're going to use places that engage you to give you hints that this or that might be a direction to go. So that's the sort of bigger question. How do you pick a major? Well, you try stuff out. And a wonderful opportunity of community college is for you to try things out. Another thing you can simply do is to think really practically. How can I get through? How can I get this associate's fastest? And DegreeWorks is a help there, because if you go to DegreeWorks, you can also test other majors. If you're in pre-nursing right now and you're hating A and P, you just don't like, what am I doing? Test other majors. What a mess. If you just don't like, you're having a hard time in the biology classes, well, you can retake anatomy and physiology, because you have to have a 3.5 or 4.0. You need B pluses and A's to get into nursing school. And if you're not doing that, that doesn't mean you're bad, wrong, or evil. It means maybe there's another field that would be a better fit for you. Maybe you need to go to human services. Maybe you need to do some more writing work. Maybe there's all kinds of opportunities out there where you will fit. And when you fit in a field, it it's hard work, but it's energizing work. It's not hard work that beats you down. So this is really a challenge, an adult challenge of college. Where do I fit? Where does my particular resources, my big heart, my big mouth, my energy, where is that going to work? Is it going to be in the business department? Is it going to be in the arts department? Is it going to be in human services, or is it going to be in the health sciences? Lots of different places and lots of different opportunities. So in DegreeWorks, you can, at the top, you can also test another program. You can see if you transfer to criminal justice, how much of your coursework will already apply, what other coursework will you need. So there's the test different programs feature in DegreeWorks. And if you're at the point of thinking about changing your major, that's a really good thing to learn how to use and to play around with. You can do it all on yourself. You just plug in, if it's called the what if. It's the what if function. What if I were to switch out of general studies to criminal justice? What different classes would I need? So A issues are picking courses. B issues are how do I pick a major, and how does DegreeWorks help me test out, look at different majors. And then there's the C issues. Some of us are saying, what am I supposed to be when I grow up? I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. What am I doing here? Where am I going? How am I going to support myself? I'm so sick of working at Dunkin' Donuts I could scream. That's a larger advising issue, the issue of advising your career and your career path. Some of us in this class know right where we are and where we're going. We're working through these 2 years. We're going to go to a bachelor's program. We have look, by the way, those of you guys who are very certain, guess what? It might change before you get there. That's intelligent, thoughtful, strategic adult living. Really good to have goals and clear goals and work towards them, but it's also really important to have news come into the system and to adjust and shift as the world changes, as opportunities shift, and as our life situations shift. So what I want to be when I grow up? Well, there's some important decisions about what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? What are the opportunities in the places that you want to live and the ways that you want to live? And how are my skills going to serve this profession? And this career advice is another important, larger set of issues, these C issues. And we're going to do some more work on these next week, I think, because it's a useful thing about critical thinking. But C issues are really larger issues of career and lifestyle. And I put those together because they really do go together. Musicians, professional musicians, have a certain lifestyle. Late nights, performances, gig work, it's up and down, it's episodic, lots of isolation practicing till we get up to the, it's really exciting life in the arts, but it is a certain kind of lifestyle. Other lifestyles are more dependable, more stable, more regular work hours. Some of us really think it's important to have partners and to be part of a couple and to have children or raise children or be part of a family structure. That's a really important thing. And there are careers that go well with that and there are careers that don't. There's trade-offs in all of those things. So these are things to be mindful of. Things to be aware of. So career guidance, I've put a little video by Cal Newport, who's a colleague of mine, who I really respect. He has a really good book about how to get better grades, how to get A's in school, which I recommend. And he also has he's given a lot of really substantial thought about this career path. And notice that I've not said that your career should follow your passion. That's really bad advice. I think good advice is developing skills that we want to have and that we crave. And when you develop skills, you can find a career where those skills will be useful. So you'll see more about his stance and my stance, I guess, in the video. But I think that's a really what skills are you developing in this college time that you're in? You develop skills in classwork, communication skills, networking skills, speech skills in this class, writing skills and critical thinking and focus, intellectual skills in my literature classes. You guys are building content knowledge in psychology, in anatomy, and statistics, numeracy knowledge. So what skills are you building and learn? That's above and beyond the issue of grade point average. It's the issue of skills that you're comfortable with, that you can demonstrate, that you can own. So that's a third level of advising, this larger life plan and career plan. And college is a place where it has resources to help you with that. Our conversation and conversations with all the other faculty and with each other to see what else out there. There's so many more possibilities, but those possibilities, to get access to them, you need to be building skills that you're honestly proud of. You need networking of all these different kinds. So for those of you who really are still in the career exploration, realize it's not just classwork is a place to test careers. As are all your part-time jobs. You take a part-time job to test careers, to get networking and management skills and communication skills and customer relations skills. But, go. Home Depot's a great place to work. You learn a ton. And then after you've worked there for 6, 8, 9 months or a year, go somewhere else. Restaurant jobs are great, but if you're in the back of the house, switch jobs and get in the front of the house. Because each of these different contexts, these part-time job contexts, gives you a different access to community, different colleagues to work with, different sets of understandings, and different people of whom you can model and refine and develop your skills. So college career advice includes both testing the classes, looking for skills, and also seeing how school and life interact. There's lots more to talk about. I think you'll enjoy the discussion board this week as a chance to think about where you are and the questions that you have. And we'll come back next week with some critical thinking tools that are good not only for our public speaking work, but also for a more substantial reflection about some of these issues. So I'm really looking forward to the discussion boards. And we'll come back to recitations and vowels next week, because I really want you to take some time to use this reflective advising week time to sort of take stock of how we're doing in these challenging COVID time. Okay, guys, thinking of you, enjoy this beautiful autumn weather this week as well.